Hi, I'm Kate. This is my channel, and this is my top 5 Wednesday for my 2018 wish list. I'm not sort of talking about books that I want to be published or that I want to come out in 2018. I'm more talking about things that I'm interested in reading in 2018, things that I'm interested in tracking down and finding for myself. So a lot of these things are probably going to be things that have already been out for a bit, or maybe they are coming out, but for the most part, probably been out for a bit. So the first thing that I want to read more of is space opera, I guess we would call it. Soft science fiction, I guess, set in space, on spaceships, but more about the relationships of the characters. So things like A Long Way to a Small Lonely Planet is like the big one at the moment. But I'm not really looking for exactly that. Like, I probably would want more slightly military stuff, like somewhere between Long Way to a Small Lonely Planet and Ancillary Justice or Lois McMaster Bujold. I want to read things like Lois McMaster Bujold's Foucauldian Saga. I've only read the first couple. I've got the third one on my shelf, my to-be-read shelf at the moment, but more things like that is what I want to be reading. The second thing that I want to be reading is more to do with style. I kind of want to read things that are a bit more experimental. Sorry, my cat has just gotten on top of my bookshelf and I'm worried about what she's doing up there. More experimental kind of books, whether that's experimental writing styles, experimental points of view, experimental thinking, different ideas. It's not very clear, but I just want to kind of read things that are a bit weird, a bit different. So things that are a bit experimental, a bit unusual. Third thing I want to be reading is, I suppose you could call it canonical science fiction written by women. And there's always those stupid arguments about how, women didn't start writing science fiction until 1980 or whatever time they decide that women started writing science fiction. But I really want to read older science fiction works written by women. I know they're out there. I know there are heaps of them. I'm aware of a few of the writers. I've got some of them already on my to-be-read shelf. But I really want to push myself at the moment to get these in the new year, to get these read and to start exploring them a little bit more deeply, because I'm kind of a bit haphazard about it. And not even like, ye olde science fiction written by women, but even things that are being written, in the last 15, 20 years, but that, people aren't really aware of, or who they really are aware of them and they're real classics. Anyway, science fiction by women. I also want to be reading, this is number 4, books that are non-fiction books about science fiction, fantasy, and fandom. A few years ago, I went on a bit of a rampage of things like that, and I read quite a few, and I loved them, and then I sort of realised that all of those books were quite expensive, and I stopped reading them. But I kind of want to get back into it. I could always, go and read all the blogs and stuff, but and I listen to all of the podcasts. But I do want to read non-fiction. But that stuff, even like academic stuff. I've read lots of stuff by Helen Merrick and Justine Lavalestiere, and that was all really good. So I want to get back into that kind of slightly academic looks into science fiction, fantasy, and fandom, even things like cultural histories of fandom, or like literary theory applied to science fiction fandom. Or not even fandom, but like science fiction and fantasy books, that sort of stuff. Really excited about the idea of that. And the 5th thing that I want to be reading is, again, non-fiction, but I want to be reading about badass historical women. There's heaps of really good books out that I've seen. Did you see that? My cat just leapt from above my head to behind my computer. There's lots of things that I want to, there's a book that's been out for a little while about Isabella of Castile. and it's the most beautiful cover. And I desperately want the hardback, but it's so expensive. But like those sorts of books, or books about, you know, the Tudor women, or books about the Amazons, and yeah, badass historical women. So those are the top 5 things that I will be reading in 2018. I don't know if I'll actually get to them all, but at the moment, that's what I'm wanting to read. So I'm Kate. This is my channel. This has been my top 5 Wednesday wish list for 2018. Thanks for watching. Bye.